A big bienvenue to our fans around the world from Montreal, Quebec. Jim Ross here with Jerry the King Lawler.
And folks, let me assure you that tonight's show is a lot better than JR's French. Sheesh.
Well, there's no question of that, King. These Montreal fans are ready to get started, and so am I. So what are we waiting for? What a submission hold! Could this be a tap out?
It isn't. The hold can't be broken. You can't take this kind of pain for long. I've been looking forward to this match all night, JR. I can't believe it's finally underway.
This has been a hotly anticipated... The submission is locked in. This could be huge.
Oh my gosh, JR! You can't go long without tapping out to this. You know, JR, all's fair in love and war, JR. And I love it when this guy goes to war.
Whoever said that cheaters never prosper certainly never saw this man in action. This is Raw action at its finest. That's why Raw is the #1 brand of sports entertainment.
You got that right, JR. You're not going to see this kind of action on SmackDown.
Not on SmackDown or anywhere else. There's nothing else out there that can come close to the excitement of seeing the Raw superstars perform live.
6.
These superstars sure aren't going easy on each other here tonight.
What'd you expect, King? This isn't ballet, you know.
Oh, really, JR? Gosh, tell me more about your in-ring experience.
Well, I've got a pinfall victory over Triple H to my credit. Excellent counter. What ring presence. When I look at Triple H, all I see is lost opportunities. He's so talented and so intelligent that he could have made such a positive impact on the business. Instead, he decided that he'd rather win at all costs without any sense of honor or decency.
Show off all you want, but it's not going to win you the match.
No, but getting the crowd behind you can certainly give you the edge. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears have been shed in that very ring.
And I think there's going to be a lot more shed here tonight.
No doubt about that, King. These superstars are going to leave it all in the ring. You can count on that. No! No! How can the referee allow something like that?
Come on, JR. You know that the referee's health plan doesn't include vision. I'm so disgusted with Batista, JR. He could have stayed with Triple H and Riclair in Evolution and continued to ride the coattails of two of the greatest legends in this business. Yes, that was an incredible move. What strategy?
Strategy, my Oklahoma ass. That's cheating, plain and simple.
He's going in for the kill.
There it is, the pedigree.
Could this be it? 2. That was like 2 7/8, JR. Oh, man. That's going to change the tone of this match, JR.
Yeah, and not for the better either. I wish the ref would actually pay attention to what's going on.
I think Triple H might be the greatest superstar of his generation. I think that in the future, superstars are going to talk about Triple H the way superstars from Triple H's generation talk about Ric Flair.
The idea that Triple H might potentially become a role model to the next generation turns my stomach, King. I hope to hell you're wrong.
Hope all you want, JR, but you know I'm right. Triple H has accomplished too much.
The targeted attacks we've been seeing have taken their toll.
He's about one submission hold away from tapping out. He countered that one perfectly. JR's not going to be happy about this one, folks. I think one of his favorites is going to get beat like the proverbial government mule.
I'm not playing favorites, King. I might have issues with certain superstars as human beings, but I respect their in-ring abilities nonetheless.
JR, you're so full of it that you've got diarrhea of the mouth and constipation of the brain. Oh my gosh, this could be the finisher.
1, 2.
What a phenomenon is the animal Batista. You talk about a force of nature, you're looking at him right there.
Force of nature? More like freak of nature, if you ask me. The fact that Batista...
His opponent's down, and now he's sharing a piece of his mind.
He's going to have to eat those words by the end of this match, JR. These fans can't stand it when he does this, JR, but I think it's great.
He's sure not going to win over any fans with that move, but I don't think that bothers him too much, quite frankly.
Can you believe we actually get paid to do this job, JR?
It's like a dream come true, King. Except when we sit here and listen to you drool over the divas.
Come on, JR. You know I'm helpless when it comes to puppies.
Oh, I know, King. And that's why I'm bringing a pitcher of ice water out here. Looks like someone was playing with a possum there. Looks like he's trying for a pin here.
2.
Oh, man, that was almost 3, JR. Uh-oh. Talk about a hole you don't want to find yourself in.
No kidding. This will rearrange your anatomy.
His opponent telegraphed that one. I don't think anyone's walking away from this match unscathed.
No doubt about it, King. This one's going to be hell on the anatomy for sure.
What a counter! I think the best is yet to come in this match, JR.
I agree with you 100%. Whenever you put abilities of this caliber in a match together, it just gets better and better. Look at this! Look at this! You talk about a house of fire, you're seeing it right here!
Yeah? Well, somebody better put out that fire, or this one's not going to end well.
1, 2.
I'm sure these competitors have studied each other very carefully.
This match would be over by now if they hadn't, JR. You never get into the ring without doing your homework.
That would be a recipe for disaster for sure, King. This could be a pinfall.
No trouble kicking out of that one.
These fans know what he's about to do next.
Look out! Batista bomb! That's got to be it, JR. There's the pin.
1, 2.
I can't believe he thought he was going to get the pin. I'll never understand what the big deal is about Batista. He's just another superstar with more muscles than brains as far as I'm concerned.
You couldn't be more wrong, King. I've always found Batista to be extremely intelligent.
It looks like his opponent's going for the submission here, JR.
4.
You'd be a fool not to take advantage of those injuries.
5. 6.
Look at him, rubbing his opponent's face in it. I love it.
Well, this crowd doesn't seem to share your opinion. And quite frankly, I hope this comes back to bite you.
You can look at any professional sport you want, JR, and you won't find more incredible athletes than the WWE superstars.
You're not wrong, King. They compete every week until they are physically incapable of continuing. There's no off-season in the WWE.
We're not talking about running a ball down a field or slapping a puck into a net. This is serious physical competition.
It sure is. The toughest athletes in the world are on the WWE roster, and that's a fact.
I can't remember the last time I saw superstars this fired up. I don't think they've even considered the possibility that they might not win this thing.
There's an awful lot of pride on the line here, King. No one in that ring wants to have to go back to the locker room as a loser.
3, 4.
These superstars are so unpredictable, this match could go another 30 seconds or 30 minutes.
6.
I hope it's the latter, King. It wouldn't hurt my feelings one bit if this match lasted the rest of the night. He's taken every advantage in this matchup, and it looks like he plans on taking a few more.
If he's not the dirtiest player in the game, JR, he's a shoo-in for second place. I think we're going to find out just how much punishment the human body can withstand here tonight.
I think you're right, King. These superstars seem...
He's going for the cover, JR.
That's nowhere near a 3 count.
You know, JR, when I saw this match on paper, I wasn't too sure about it. But it's turned out he could pin him right here, JR.
If one of these superstars starts to build momentum, it could be the beginning of the end of this match.
That's right, JR. You don't see a lot of matches won with 1 or 2 big moves.
You sure don't. You've got to lay the groundwork first. He's got his opponent locked in a submission hold.
We can see a tap out right here, JR. I wonder how far these superstars are willing to go to get the win here tonight.
As far as it takes, King. We've seen them put their bodies on the line time and time again. And I'm sure tonight will be no different. What a reversal. These superstars are going to put each other through wrestling hell tonight.
They've already got a pretty good start on that, JR.
They have indeed, King. I don't think there's an ounce of quit between them.
Yeah, and that's where things get dangerous. If you're too proud to admit that it's not your night, you might wind up risking your career for a single match.
But at the same time, King, no one makes it up the ladder without pushing themselves to the very limit. It's a very fine line to walk. I've got a feeling that this has all the makings of an instant classic.
That's probably just gas, JR.
Well, I did have some good old Oklahoma barbecue before tonight's show. I don't think that's it, Tom.
1, 2.
You think these fans have gotten their money's worth tonight, JR?
If they haven't yet, I'm sure they're going to by the end of this match.
Well, I don't say this too often, but I completely agree with you.
Oh, for the love of... Open your eyes, Red. I can't believe he got away with that.
3.
Well, you might not like it, JR, but he's going to do whatever it takes to win this one. Well, from the looks of things, it's not hard to tell how this one's going to go.
What are you talking about, King? I think this is still an extremely competitive match that could go either way.
You know, JR, It's obvious that the only exercise you get is stretching the truth or jumping to conclusions.
Well, judging from the shape...
Here's the cover, JR.
1, 2, 3.
I think these superstars... Wow, these superstars left it all in the ring and...